receiving teachers and students, and 70. And how are you today? I'm glad to be in class today to teach you science. So please take a seat. Receiving students, thank you. Because we are still on the same strand, at and beyond space exploration, which is our sub-strand. Our outcome 7.2, 7.4.2. Our unit is Unit 9A, Earth and Space. All right, before we begin our lesson, there is a little phrase that I would like you to write. In our last lesson, we all live in... Are we listening? We all live on the planet Earth. Are we writing? I'll repeat the first part again. We all live on the planet Earth. That belongs to a solar system. Which is the Milky Way galaxy. And exists in the universe. I'll repeat the sentence again. Check. We all live on the planet Earth. That belongs to a next part of the sentence. Which is in the Milky Way galaxy and exist in the universe. Maybe that little phrase will help you to remember the order of our position in the universe. So you and I live on the planet Earth. The planet Earth belongs to a solar system that belongs to a galaxy which is called the Milky Way, and that galaxy exists among millions of galaxies in the entire universe. All right. Very good. Some are very quick writers. Some can remember and write. But anyway, let's move to our topic for today's lesson. Today's lesson will be on the planet Earth. Can someone quickly tell me how the planet Earth was formed, maybe in one or two sentences? From your legends or from your stories that you have heard?
Dust and gas.
Thank you, Angie, for that answer. It is formed from dust and gas. Let's hear Donald's answer. Donald.
Planet Earth is one of the 9 planets which has life existing in it.
All right, she's giving us what a planet Earth is about and what it consists. Thank you, Donald. Let's have a final one.
The planet Earth consists of plants, animals, and human.
All right, thank you. The same as Donald's answer. Thank you. Okay. Thank you to those three who gave the answers. All right, let's have a look at this picture here on the screen. It is the planet scientists believe that the Earth was formed millions and millions and millions of years ago from clouds of dust and gas. And all these other 9 planets, or 8 planets plus, 7 planets plus the Earth make up 8 planets now were formed. Some have religious story that we know of, that God created the earth. That is one story of the creation of the earth. The other is the scientific story, which is the formation of the earth, the theory of Big Bang when the earth was formed. So, interestingly, scientists have studied all these things and they have found out many information. One of those two things, not one of the two things, one of those things, or two of those things that we are going to look at today is, or one of them, very importantly, is day and night. But before we go into that, I'll give you a few seconds to discuss with you and your friends what the earth is made of. Not the interior of the earth, not inside the earth, but have a look at the picture on the screen here and see what you think the earth is made up of. And how many parts is the earth divided into? Maybe I'll give you a clue. That is it. You may discuss. While you're discussing, this is your first instruction. Write a short description about the earth. I think Colin and Donald has mentioned some things about the earth. So you can have that, discuss what. I'll give you another 3 minutes to do that. A short description about the earth. That's your first question. Okay, what else can you say about the earth? Is there any other interesting thing? So far, there are two groups that I've seen have answered or given a short description. Okay. Any other extra information? Right. Yes. Good, I see many have finished. We shall be looking at our answers closely. Right. Let's have some answers. Who will be our first person to give us the answer? Oh, Cullen. Then we have Bagley and we have... I'm looking for some people. Ah. Okay,
The-
let's have Cullen first.
The
Cullen?
earth is made of water, air, and land, but mostly the water covers the earth and also consists of living things, for example, human, plants, and animals.
Thank you for that answer on behalf of your group, Cullen. Next person, Bagley.
It was made up of different colors like blue, brown, white, and so on. And also the earth was divided into two, which is water and land.
Thank you, Bagley. Okay, the last one we'll have Daisy. Thank you, Daisy.
The Earth is a round ball, a sphere, and it is one of the 8 planets. 3/4 of the Earth is covered in water, and the remaining 1/4 is land. In percentage, 75% is water and 25% is land.
All right. A very good answer from Daisy and her group explained some things that we did not mention. And what were they? So I'll have Daisy to read it again and the rest of us listen carefully. If we have some of those answers in our description or some of that we left out, we can add into our description. Thank you, Daisy. Can you read again?
The Earth is round ball, a sphere, and it is one of the 8 planets. 3/4 of the Earth is covered in water, and the remaining 1/4 is land. In percentage, 75% is water and 25% is land.
All right. Thank you, Daisy. Again for repetition. And last one, Ruben.
The earth is a huge ball of rock, metal, water, and air only. 3/10 of Earth's surface is land, the rest is water, and the layer is surrounded by gases.
Thank you. All right. One interesting thing. There is a line that divides the earth. What is that line called? Good, plenty of hands. Let me see. We'll have the closest one, John. What is the line receiving students?
Equator.
The equator. Thank you, John. It is the line that divides the earth into two halves. But these two halves have names. Scientists have given names to these two halves. What are the two halves of the earth named? Let's have different students. Let me see. Lisa, in a sentence, what are the two halves of the earth?
The two halves of the earth is southern hemisphere and the northern hemisphere.
All right. The equator divides the two halves of the earth, and we have the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. Right. This is the world map. Sorry, globe, not map. Hope the earth doesn't fall. We have the southern hemisphere here. This is the, what's this line? Okay, the equator. At the top we have the northern hemisphere, and at the bottom we have the southern hemisphere. We have an imaginary line there that runs through the whole earth. It's an imaginary line. Very interestingly, we have the southern hemisphere and the northern hemisphere, and with these two regions, what part of the hemisphere is Papua New Guinea in? Or is our country Papua New Guinea in? What hemisphere? JJ.
Papua New Guinea is in southern hemisphere.
Papua New Guinea is in the southern hemisphere. We have the sun. Now, in your groups, I would like you to discuss in your groups, your next activity. This is your question. In your groups, before you demonstrate, you will discuss how the days and night occurs. How do we have day and night? What causes it to have day and night? Okay. Good. You discussing or you're just writing? How do we have day and night? All right. Now you will have stand up, take your space, find a space in the classroom. Find a space in the classroom in your own groups and do a short demo of how day and night occurs. You can have the center. You stand. You're going to do a demonstration. So in your groups, yes, your group. You try it out and then we'll have one group to show us. Try it out yourself. You can come here. You can use this space. Okay, you show me and you explain at the same time. We'll have one group to present to us, and that is Colin and Polisila with the other friends to present to us how day and night is formed, or how day and night occur, not formed, how they occur, and we see day and night. So we'll have Polisila and Colin and the other members to be here in the center of the classroom. All right, someone will be explaining while they are.
This is it shows how the
Listening.
the head rotate. This is the southern hemisphere, and on the other side it's the northern hemisphere. And this is the sun, the day, and the moon. And that's the night over there. It's on the other side. So this four in the middle, they're like the head, and they're the southern hemisphere and the northern hemisphere. So they're gonna rotate. They're gonna take each 10 to 10. 10.
Oh, they're bumping.
So now the northern hemisphere is facing the sun, and the southern hemisphere is facing the night. So that shows how the head rotates.
Thank you, the group. Give them one clap. We'll have this group also to present to us. See Michaeline, John, please to the front. Someone to explain to us? Okay, quickly.
Okay. John is representing the sun of day. Daisy is the north side of the earth. Edwin is on the south. Emmanuel is the east, and Jubilee is the west side of the earth. Okay, and I'm the moon. As they rotate, Jubilee is the one waking up. Bessie is hit the sun already. Now, Daisy is sleeping. As the earth rotates, as the earth rotates, the seven goes on the side of the sun. She wakes up. As she comes to the side of the moon, she sleeps. When the earth rotates, the sun and the moon doesn't move. It's the earth that is the only one that rotates around the sun and the moon.
Thank you. Give them one clap. All right. Before we conclude our lesson, the course of day and night. The course of day and night. The course of day and night. Now, Polysylla mentioned the word rotate. This word is very important when about the earth, because the earth rotates on its own axis. Remember I told you that this is an imaginary line, an axis of it is imaginary in space, and it rotates on its own axis. See this small paper ball that I rolled up? Let's say this is the axis that runs through all the way up to the top. So the earth spins. When it spins, it rotates on its own axis. It spins and it spins and it spins. So it rotates on its own axis. So if it keeps rotating, when we say spin, when the earth spins, this is called a rotation. It's called a rotation, or it rotates how many hours? Every 24 hours. So it becomes one day. What direction? This is the North Pole. Let's say the top here is the North Pole. We have the North, the South, which is the Southern Hemisphere. The North is at the top here. Let me put one X there. And South is at the bottom where the X is. This becomes your East. And this your West. All right. What direction does it tend? West? West to east. West to east. Where does the sun rise? From the east. The sun rises from the east. So the earth spins Clockwise or anti-clockwise? Anti-clockwise. So what direction? Look at the globe here. You have north, south, east, west. So anti-clockwise. East to? Correct. East to west. All right. The globe spins anti-clockwise or rotates every 24 hours anti-clockwise. But we also have the sun, so this is the last diagram. We have the earth and we have the sun. The sun is bigger than the earth. This is how the earth sits. This is the north, the south. The earth is not exactly straight as we see it this way, but it is tilted at an angle. So the earth is tilted. So when the sun rays appears this way, the sunlight that's the equator. Papua New Guinea, let's say it's somewhere here. I'll just draw a triangle to show Papua New Guinea. So Papua New Guinea now is closest to the sun. And facing the sun. It is facing the sun, so it is closest to the sun. So at this time, you will feel, when it is at this angle, you will feel that Papua New Guinea is very hot. The temperature may increase. So we may feel the heat of the sun. So it spins on its own axis every 24 hours. Now, how long does it take to go around the sun? How long do you think it takes to go around the sun? Polisila?
1 year.
1 year, thank you. How many days is 1 year? How many days is 1 year? Michael?
365 days. 365 days.
What is equals to 365 days?
1 year.
1 year is what? Can you put that two together? 1 year.
365 days equals to 1 year.
Very good, thank you. I like that answer better than just half the answer. Okay, 1 year or 365 is equals to days equals to 1 year. All right. So it takes the earth to go around the sun. That part is known as revolution. So when the earth takes 1 year, 365 days, 365 and a quarter days to go or revolve around the sun. Okay. Our summary for today. Our summary points. Number one, the earth is divided into two hemispheres. Our key phrase for today. What is our key phrase for today? All right, day and night. Thank you, class. Day and night. Our next lesson will be the moon. So, it will be the first lesson. Receiving teachers, you should prepare this for your lesson, a picture of the moon, or pictures of moon, and blank charts. All right, with that, thank you, class, and receiving students and teachers for your participation.